I remember the first time I studied the biblical feasts. The first thing that came to my mind was, what are you doing with your life? Because I didn't understand how I'd been a Christian for that long, and I didn't know anything about the biblical feast. I mean, I celebrated Easter and I knew about Resurrection Sunday, but I think that was all I knew about the feast. I didn't even think it was a thing. I just knew that, okay, this was something that was in the New Testament, not necessarily something that was in the Old Testament. But listen, what I saw after studying the biblical feast, it was impossible for me to not see it again. I saw it everywhere, from Genesis to the book of Revelation. Everywhere was plastered with themes of the feast. One of the things that I hope to do when I teach people is to help them understand how holistic, how well-rounded, and incredibly brilliant the Bible is. It is a book that is more than a relic. It is more than a historical documentation. There is so much more to the Bible. And that is why in the month of October, I am hosting a very short course on the biblical feast. I'm going to be taking you through the Passover, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, the Feast of First Fruits, Pentecost, the Feast of Trumpets, the Feast of Atonement, and the Feast of Tabernacles, and how these feasts are part of the redemption plan that God has for humanity. Studying this feast will help you understand why Jesus came when he did, why he resurrected when he did, why the Pentecost took place when it did. It will not just help us to understand the feast that have been fulfilled, but it will help us see why the apostles made reference to certain things and used certain languages when speaking about the return of Jesus and the coming of the New Jerusalem. Listen, I really want you to be in this class. I want to have a conversation with you that I believe will change the way you see the Bible, will change your walk with God, and help you to be more intentional in your spiritual journey. If this is for you, if you want to be a part of this journey, click the link in my bio and I'll see you in class. Bye.